cataclysm, the sudden strike of lightning, an act of God, crack, burning, flaming chaos. Oh, you weren't ready? Welcome to the tower, baby. You want to know the weird thing? For all of our striving to stop it, in our intensity of fear, of focus, humanity dreams of apocalypse. That great, fierce unveiling of our weaknesses. That actual glimpse of the truth. We tell stories of it. Oh my darling, it's terrific. And isn't it sometimes a relief for it to have finally exploded? Catharsis. Oh yeah. But be not dismayed, because Christmas has come early for us on this tarot journey. Along with Marion Marou's wondrous art, her stirring poem is read by her dear husband Erno. I've been calling him Bernd, but he goes by both, I believe. The production and music is by him as well. Enjoy.
Confronted with yourself, every wall breaks down. Everything you thought to know about yourself seems suddenly a delusion. Broken down everything you were proud of. Everything that ought to be safe. Left are the worthless remnants of that what once defined yourself. The dark night of the soul embraces you. Your identity is gone. You are left empty. A broken tower.
Oh, Erno and Marion, chills up my spine. That was so powerful. I love that this really places us within the rubble, makes us sit with what has occurred, truly see ourselves as we are underneath everything, so that the next steps can be filled with purpose. Thank you both so much. And now the time has come for us to run through the storm with our graceful companion, Mary.
Things can change in a flash. Brace yourself and get ready for the chaos coming your way. As we move through life, we build these towers around ourselves. It's a form of self-preservation, really, also known as the ego. But this tower is based on a falsehood and misrepresentation that we have complete control. How can you be expected to grow when you're trapped in a tower of your own design? And the quickest way to get you to flee from this tower? Crumbling. Destruction. I believe the Tower card in the tarot represents those true moments that shape our character. It's messy, it's chaotic, and it totally stresses me out. When meditating on this card, I envisioned a tree on a hill being struck by lightning. The animals nearby are panicking. It will most definitely start a wildfire. The renewal that follows is immeasurable. Give yourself a pat on the back. Take solace in the fact that the struggles that you've encountered shape who you're meant to be.
That was so beautiful, Mary. Your eye for the voice of nature in its every precious detail speaks on the deepest level. Your lightning tree with terrified creatures captures the moment of the tower so perfectly. Thank you. So, let's go check on our little friends in the realm of tarot. Kufel and little Root were left alone in cold darkness after the antlered one stopped their frenzy. They huddled together, Kufel licking the honey from Root's matted fur, Root licking the blood from Kufel's fur. Root could feel and smell how terrified the Magus fox was, but they couldn't fully understand it. Root was startled by the antlered one and confused about what was happening, but they knew who he was. Root's mama had told them about Cernunnos and the realms he protected when Root stirred her from her torpor during a feeding within the den. Root felt so sick and weak now. The honey hadn't sated their hunger like their mama's rich milk. What they would give to be nestled in the musky warmth of mama's fur, to feel their siblings squirming cozily next to them in the enveloping darkness of their den. At least it was dark now. Kufel seemed so upset by the darkness, his every hair quivering with anxiety. Root continued to groom him, in vain hopes of soothing him. Kufel needed light, even if Root did not. But what could they do? A hazy memory pushed itself forward in Root's mind. Perhaps it was a dream they had had. A goddess with 3 faces and 3 torches. Root jerked away from Kufel and stood on their hind legs. Kufel yelped at the action. Root spread out their paws and said as bravely as they could, "You said I could have your torches. Could I have them now, please?" A long second passed, and then the chamber was filled with fiery light. Behind Root, Kufel yelped again. The fire extended itself toward Root, offering them a silver key on a chain. Root was mesmerized, allowing the fire to place the chain around their neck. Root was not singed. The fire blazed stronger and stronger, and it spread to the ceiling above them. Root stood perfectly still, staring into the roaring flame. Kufel dashed around the chamber like a flame himself, wailing, "There's no door! There's no door! No door! We're going to burn alive!" Root turned to Kufel. "There are windows." Kufel's ears flattened against his head, and his frantic eyes turned to the windows. All right, we jump." Kufel sprinted towards the windows. "Jump with me!" he screamed. Root and Kufel jumped out of the windows, into the cold black of the night lit by flames and the blood moon. The sensation of falling felt so familiar to Root. Had Root fallen so far before? And that, dear siblings, is how we leave the tower. In midair, our lungs filled with smoke and the devastation of everything we thought we could rely on. Our world, our life, our sense of self turned into ground zero. I realized while meditating on the tower that while my childhood was characterized by the fool, my late teens and 20s were using the tower as their card zero. You could say the tower is my card. I experienced the tower over and over again. I made the tower happen over and over again. And in those times, it was the most familiar pattern in my life. I have learned that the tower can become an addiction, a form of identity, even a set of responses wired in the brain. And yet also, it is a force that cannot be avoided at specific times. It has happened, it will happen, but it must be made to mean something. And once the lightning has struck, we have a choice. Do we make our home in the rubble, feeding on the ashes? My answer to this question lies within a line from a lullaby my papa wrote for me when I was born and sang over me throughout my life. From the ashes walk victorious, with praises on your lips. If we can do that, our journey can continue to the star. And my dear siblings, as we approach the bright joy, the bright promise of the holiday season, we shall do just that. And we shall be held by the crystal light of the brightest star. I would like to give a huge, fiery, in a happy sense, thank you to my wonderful companions on this journey. Marion Marou, Leah, Bernd, Natura of the Mists, Joanna, and my beloved Alex. And also to George for the awesome tower accessories. Y'all will never know just how much this means to me. Thank you so much for bearing with me and for bringing so much light and creativity and deep spiritual wisdom to this project. Thank you so much. Also, fun fact, when I went to film the troll footage this week, the big red star on the top of my Christmas tree randomly toppled off during it. Literally nothing was touching it. Pretty on the nose, if you ask me. Anywho, join us next week for our brilliant, hope-filled star, and we'll see y'all later. Bye!